Terrifying encounter, Beauty meets the bus stop ghost. The night was cold and silent, with fog rolling in thick waves. At an isolated bus stop stood a beautiful girl, waiting anxiously. The streetlight flickered, casting eerie shadows on the pavement. She checked her watch, sighing in frustration. The bus was running late. The only sound was the distant hum of crickets. She wrapped her coat tighter, shivering not just from the cold. Suddenly, she noticed a figure approaching from the darkness. It was a man, his face hidden in the shadows. Her heart raced, but she tried to remain calm. He stopped a few feet away. His voice was low, almost a whisper, waiting for the bus. She nodded, unable to find her voice. Something about him felt off. His eyes seemed to pierce through her, cold and unfeeling. The streetlight flickered again, and she saw his face clearly for the first time. Pale, gaunt, with hollow eyes that seemed to hold centuries of sorrow. Her breath caught in her throat. He wasn't just a man, he was something else. He stepped closer, and she instinctively took a step back. "Why are you here?" she managed to ask, her voice trembling. The air grew colder, and the fog thickened around them. "I am here for you," he said, his voice echoing unnaturally. She felt a chill run down her spine. The bus stop sign creaked in the wind, adding to the eerie atmosphere. She wanted to run, but her feet felt rooted in place. The ghostly figure reached out a hand, and she saw the translucent nature of his skin. "You don't belong here," he whispered. "This is my domain, my eternal waiting place." Fear gripped her heart. Just then, headlights pierced through the fog. The bus finally arrived, its doors opening with a hiss. She glanced back, but the ghostly figure was gone, vanished into the mist. She hurried onto the bus, her heart pounding. As the bus drove away, she looked out the window. The fog seemed to part, revealing the ghostly figure once more. He stood alone, watching as she disappeared into the night, his form slowly dissipating. She couldn't shake the feeling of his gaze, even as the bus took her farther away. The other passengers seemed oblivious, lost in their own worlds. She shivered, wondering if anyone would believe her. The bus stop faded into the distance, swallowed by the fog. She knew she would never forget that night, the night she encountered a spirit bound to an eternal wait. The terror clung to her like a shadow. The bus ride felt like an eternity, but eventually, she reached her stop. Stepping off, she glanced back one last time, half expecting to see him. The fog had lifted, and the night seemed almost normal again. But she knew better. Some places hold memories of the restless dead, and some encounters leave marks that never fade. She walked home, feeling the weight of that haunting experience with each step. Background music of soft, eerie piano notes played, heightening the sense of dread and mystery. The voiceover, smooth and captivating, narrated the chilling tale, lingering in the listener's mind long after the story ended.